What's going on, everyone? DIY Dad here. Got a new video for you today. Not my normal content, you see, but I'm going to be doing a review for you today of my new e-bike. Check this thing out. Now, if you're wondering, this isn't my normal content. True, but I'm trying to vary things up on my channel a little bit for you guys and give you some new fresh stuff to watch here. So I know e-bikes are kind of all the new hotness right now, and I've been driving my truck a ton for work. And I work in town now, actually, at my new job, so I can actually bike or walk to work, and I figured now's a great time for me to get back in shape because my DIY dad bod is kind of turning into a dad bod, so not doing as much lawn care as I used to, so I'm trying to get active. Too lazy to actually pedal by myself all the time, so this gets me to much further destinations. I can go for miles and miles if I get fatigued going up a hill. It's got pedal assist. Let me show you a little quick rundown here. I did a ton of research on these before I started out and bought this. This is my first e-bike. I have been riding bikes since I was like 8 years old, so I just haven't been on it in a while. As the bicyclists say, I've been off the saddle for a while. But let's go ahead and turn this guy on here. I've got a little passcode on here, which is really cool with the new Aventon Level 3 and a few other models, actually. They got some security features on here, which is pretty cool. So if you type in your password, I can unlock, and you can see my odometer here. I've got 82 miles on the clock, which is pretty cool, and it's got pedal assist, which is this rear hub drive motor here. So the motor is actually here in the middle. Some are mid-drive motors. The battery is locked in here, and there is an electronic release for this, which is pretty cool. So if you park your bike, you can actually go into the menu here, and if I can get it to go into the menu, there we go. You can drop your battery with this here, and it'll actually eject out the bottom. You can take it into charge, so you don't have to have the charger in the garage, which is pretty cool. Let me go back in the menu here. There's a bike lock. So the Level 3 and all the new Aventons actually have a lock that engages through the hub and prevents the wheel from turning back and forth. So it's kind of an anti-theft feature, which is pretty cool. I do have a kryptonite lock that I bought for this, which came highly recommended in the bike community for anti-theft, which bike theft has been pretty huge lately if you haven't seen some videos on YouTube about it. So it's a great feature to have that, a full trip computer and everything like that. You can go in and change it. What's really cool is that it also has an accompanying mobile app, which is actually pretty cool. So I got my phone mount here, and I can map my my path and everything where I'm going with just viewing my GPS and stuff right here. This is a really cool, cheap phone mount that I got. There's the brand for you. It's on Amazon. I paid like 15 bucks or something for it. I can't remember, but it expands out like this to any size phone. You just clamp it in there, and it just mounts onto the screen. The bike came with a headlight already wired up and good to go, which is pretty cool. It's not the brightest thing in the world, so I might add a secondary light here for biking in the evening hours. And it's got some, I believe this is 80 millimeters of suspension travel. You can adjust the preload here, and you can also lock it out for if you're transporting it or if you want the suspension to be stiff. You can see it is kind of dusty there. I need to clean this thing off. I've been driving down some unpaved roads and some gravel. This is a commuter bike. I think it's probably one of the best commuter bikes out there. It's very, very comfortable. I did change out the seat. That's aftermarket. And yeah, that's pretty much all I did to it. I added a bag over here, and I added a side mirror. So just a couple things. I might add a few more things. If anybody in my channel who watches this has any suggestions for any other aftermarket accessories or add-ons or anything I can do to make this super cool, leave a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. Or if you got any other suggestions for me, like how to do some maintenance on this. I know a little bit of bike maintenance, about like adjusting things in here. It might be a future video, so if you want to see something like that, leave a comment below. Leave a like if you want me to do some maintenance videos for you. But yeah, it is kind of dusty right now. This is original grease and everything. I didn't do anything with the chain. It's got 82 miles or whatever on it, and I haven't cleaned it yet, so it's got a little bit of gunk. I wanted to put it through its paces before I actually gave it a good once over. But everything shifts real good after 80 miles or so. Everything's real smooth. The power delivery is good with the motor. So it's got 3 different levels of pedal assist, actually 4. I mentioned it's got a phone app. It does have firmware updates occasional through Bluetooth. So you connect your phone to it, And it added, starts with Eco Mode, which is a very easy-going pedal assist. You got kind of a medium pedal assist, turbo, and then there's this boost mode. That's a new feature that just got unlocked through a firmware update in the last week. So that's pretty cool. Just like boosts the battery output a little bit more just for 30 seconds or something if you're going up a steep hill. But if you're not using pedal assist, you could also use throttle assist, which is right here on this lever. So you just give that a little tap and she starts going pretty quick. It actually kind of rips, not gonna lie. It is a 500 watt motor. Some of these, the larger, heavier ones that are like off-road bikes or fat bike tires, they come with 750 watt motors, which is pretty cool. So if that's something you like, I know I've talked a lot here in this video real quick here, but I wanted to give you all the details about this as quick as possible without blabbering on for too long. So I'm going to give it for a little bit of a ride here. I'll give you guys my thoughts and initial impressions on it here in a little bit. So I've got it in the medium, and I'm not even pedaling hard at all. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad for you guys. We don't really have a lot of good trails in town here. I'll have to use my phone mount here when I'm done with my video. I'm not going to ride too far, but I'll show you some of the shifting here. Shift into the final gear. Click, click. Super fast, super quick shifts. If I want to use the throttle assist, I just press that. Going up a slight incline here. I don't know if you can hear the motor or not. I'm just braking with the rear. Very responsive brakes. It's my first bike with disc brakes. Sorry for the wind noise, guys. I need a different mic for this. Sorry for the amateurish video that's not stabilized and kind of noisy with a lot of wind, but I just wanted to go quick around the block. You still got to work out, guys. I'm breathing a little bit heavier here. You can see my reflection there. Always wear a helmet. Bad drivers out there. It's not because I'm going to crash, it's because someone might crash into me. I did get a chance to drive a couple of bikes at my local bike shop before I went with this. I want something that's going to be kind of a relaxed cruiser bike or a commuter bike. And that's exactly what this is. I did take it on a couple mountain bike trails. It was a little bit rough, but doable. If you adjust the suspension right or air down a little bit. These are hybrid tires. They're about 2 1/4 inches wide. So fat tires going to be like that. Big old knobby tires. You've seen those probably. But just for around town, paved roads. We have mostly paved roads here. No bike trails in town, really. Everything's just road traveling. So it's pretty good for that. I'm probably going to add some more visibility and stuff, some lights and things, but it's a good bike. It's not the cheapest bike. You can go on Amazon and you can get, you know, $600 bikes that came from who knows where, just a fly-by-night Chinese e-bike company, and that might last a year or two. I want something that's going to last. I want something that's going to have range. I've only charged this battery a couple times, and you know, I'm at 89% battery right now, and at that, I can probably, it's saying I got 39 mile range, which is pretty cool. In sport mode, in eco, I can go 54 miles. Turbo, I'm at 31 miles. You're going to lose range when you use the throttle a little bit more, but if you're pedaling, I can get into the next town over and back again with plenty of battery to spare, so that's kind of what the purpose of this was. I'm going to try to get as many miles as I can yet for the rest of the summer, and hopefully into the winter time too. Hopefully I covered all the details of this bike and everything. I love the black color and everything. This is just a matte black. They do have a step-through model that removes this bar, and it's just this right here. That comes in a couple different colors as well. You get some cool stuff that, you know, it's just easier to get in and out of. Oh, I did forget to mention this. So the GPS connected thing with the phone app. This is the GPS transceiver with 4G. So you get free for a year, but then it's like $2 a month after that. it will track your phone, your bike, I should say, on your phone. So if somebody steals it or whatever, you can look on a map and find out where it is. So that's super cool and a nice, useful feature for a bike. So like I said, it's not the cheapest bike, but it has a ton of cool connected features. I'm kind of a nerd like that. I like having electronics and features and stuff like that, so I figured it's kind of an investment. I'm going to protect it. Got a good lock. I'm going to ride it for a real long time, hopefully. So, guys, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up. If you got any questions, leave them below. If I missed any details, or if you got a bike like this, or another e-bike, tell me about it. I love to have a chat and talk about bikes, which is pretty cool. So, until next time, guys, thanks for watching.